Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Latoya Deshawn, day one. Instagram Live. I am here, you guys, to talk about what I have going on this weekend. And I'm going to do it with some friends that I know. So you have me for an hour with two guests today, right now, and then I'll have one in 2 hours. And so I see my guest on right now. She's going to press request. And just so you guys know, this is a quick session, 25 minutes. We're going to talk about the artist, see what they have going on, and how does that link up with what I am doing. So I'm glad that you guys are here. Please share this. Send this to other women, other creatives out here in the industry. But really, the industry is global, as you'll see when we talk to our first guest. So let me link her in, and I'm going to start. So here she come. Here she come. Come on, y'all. This is a favorite of mine, too. Yes.
Hey, girl.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
So good, and so happy that you was able to do this talk.
Look
Are you
at
still in
you.
LA?
Yes, I am. I'm still here. I leave on September 6th, and
Okay.
I really, I love it in Japan, but this is home. You know what I'm saying? So I've really enjoyed my little visit.
Yeah, so I am so happy that you're here. I saw that you were here and I was going to hit you up, but I saw you were doing the family thing. But I
Yes.
knew I had this coming up, so I knew that phone call or that session that we would have, that we could do that here.
Yes. Yeah,
So
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, so you know what? I'm just gonna kick this off really quickly. I want
Yeah.
to before we talk about what I have going on, I just want people to know from every end, like what it is that you do, where you're
Okay.
located at right now, and how we met each other.
Sure. How do I get the script off my face? Or well, I guess I want to read it. No, leave it there. I can leave it there.
Okay, because sometimes you can like just take the comments off, but you know how it is. I'm fresh, so
Okay.
we need to see what people saying.
Sure.
All right, you good?
Yep, I'm straight.
Okay, yeah. So let us know. Let us know. Let the people know who you are, how awesome you are.
So I am Rikya Taylor. I consider myself an industry professional. A lot of people have my title as celebrity stylist and things like that. My career started in photography. I started working with a lot of well-known photographers, and a lot of their models were getting all these side jobs. So as models were getting side jobs, I was getting work with them. So they were working with different productions. They were working with commercials. They were working with tutorials. They were doing a lot of different things. So I was getting, put in the loop. I also had a very good in on the music industry. So I was getting in with urban music and things like that. I moved to Georgia and opened up my own salon. And my salon allowed me to meet so many people behind the scenes. And that's how that's where I got my bulk of my stuff from, as far as getting jobs and things like that. Then I was like, you know what? The better thing to do is to maybe get an agent. Um, and once that happened, that's how I got contracted. Um, and it really went from there. It went from there. I have been doing this for about 20 years. And I definitely feel like I have passed the torch. Entertainment is it's a whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
I do now have a husband and I have a new baby and I have 3 kids total. But that's not the norm for a hairstylist. We are
Yeah.
very, uh, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? We are very submissive to our craft.
Yeah, I mean
So as a,
that's the creative journey. I think what you're saying is important for people to know that yeah, I'm creative and stuff, but it's a sacrifice, It's a huge
Mhm.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I've done it all. I tend to get, what celebrities have you done? I tend to say, well, who haven't I done? I can go through the list of who I haven't done a little quicker than who I have done.
Yeah.
But to be a celebrity stylist to me is someone who is contracted with one particular superstar or celebrity entity, and you do them exclusively.
Come on.
I was really blessed to be able to work with production and um, glam coordinators, and the glam coordinators will get me several jobs. So I've done several people once. and I've done several people routine. Um, so I definitely feel like if I had to say anything, I do want people to realize, like, working in the industry from my generation, it was about continuity, you know. So I wasn't doing hair with a phone in my right hand and a comb in my left hand. So my industry, you know, my generation, we kind of went through and waited for the movies to air, and we waited for the videos to air, and we would just like take pictures of the TV, or we would ask, you know, production, like, can we get pictures of the monitor backstage? It
Yeah,
wasn't really the thing to sit in glam room and take pictures with the celebrities back then.
I know.
Um,
I
so
know.
that's the one thing I think I envy with this industry. Like, the talent themselves, they do know that the hair and makeup and wardrobe, we need it for our content.
Hmm.
Social media is so big, but I think right now I'm just like, it's hard for me to talk about my journey these days, Latoya. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
everything has changed. Like, people don't get it when I tell them, "Oh, I don't have pictures." You know,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
you
Yep.
know,
Hmm.
well, how come you know all these people and you do all these things, but you only have 30,000 followers? Like, because it's just different.
Well, you know what? I wanna stop you there because what you're saying something that's really big. And so you said a
Okay.
lot, but really you haven't really talked about the confidence that you had to have to move through these spaces because
Oh
you're
yeah.
yeah, that is really what it is. And I think what you're saying is today's world is like that's what people use to gauge confidence. It's
Sure.
like let me have my pictures, let me post so that on the outside it looks good, but really like I didn't even get paid for that. I got $1 for that or
Oh
something like
yeah.
that. I
Okay. Yeah.
can't pay my rent and things like that. And so what you're saying is there's just a shift in how we show the value of ourselves and the work that's presented. And before it was just like if you were there, it was just understood like you're valuable if
Yeah.
you're here. Now it's like nope, I gotta show 17,000 pictures also. And you don't have to do that. So can you talk about the difference in confidence in when you had started versus what you're seeing now and what you think is required? What do you think is the middle ground?
You know, back when I started, my confidence was I was consistent. You know, I was definitely on time. And I knew my position. I knew my position. I didn't have a huge following to impress or anything like that. I was someone who was reliable and requested. You know, I think that my confidence really came from understanding what my job was, right? So I went in and I knew who I was doing. I did my research on who I was, you know, going to be working with. And I knew how to go in there and just really be the hairstylist, you
Yeah.
know. I didn't need to go in there like, you know, and I didn't have to have anything else. Like, my confidence was truly like, I'm going to make you look like the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? We have a vision board, and I am confident in that I can really do that. And I stayed in my comfort zone too, you know, Latoya. I did not do what I did not do.
Yeah.
Um, and that's another thing. My confidence stood out because I knew exactly what I was there to do. I wasn't put under pressure. I didn't allow myself to take jobs because I was just a little greedy or a little needy. I did what I could do to my best of my ability. And this industry, I see, yeah, I'm sorry, my kids are here. This industry, I have seen so many people, and I get it back from the customers. They'll come
Yeah.
in and they'll be mad that their hair is broke off. They'll be mad that, you know, they were on this set and there's no ethnic professionals on this set that can do ethnic hair. But everybody just wants to get the job and get the check.
Yeah.
I think that people need to understand that their confidence needs to be in their craft.
Yeah.
Know your skill level, know exactly what you can do and what you cannot do, and don't ruin people's hair. I am all public. Hit me up. Hey, Rakaya, I am on set. I am doing this. This is what I need to do. Like, I am a Instagram click away. Like, I am here for this generation. You know, I love to teach, you know, what it's like to have confidence in your and what you're good at. Have I ever been put in a position where I had to do something I wasn't comfortable with? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the confidence comes in to relate to the glam coordinator and the talent. Hey, this is not something I'm doing, every day, but I'm hair savvy and I got it. Or I go through and I kind of re-recommend what I think work for them. Depending on the film or depending on the look or whatever that is. But
Yeah.
this generation's confidence is money. You
Yeah.
know, in my generation's confidence was technique and skill level, and and actually, you know what it is, knowing the individual. Everybody doesn't need to be so glammed and everything. Some people like simple, some people like conservative, some people, really understanding the person. So I guess that's what I mean by or to answer that, my confidence was in knowing my technique, knowing what I was doing, and sticking to what I knew I did best, and don't do what I don't do.
Yeah, first of all, I love this, everything that you just said. First, I'm taking notes. I didn't know you was gonna start preaching, but that's usually what happens.
I'll be rambling. You got to stop me.
No, no, no. But you know why I did not stop you? Because this is the inside of what people need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to you as a creative entrepreneur, but I'm going to talk to other creative entrepreneurs. But you're talking about your history in entertainment, but there, I deal with the arts, entertainment, and recreation, and so we see this throughout all different industries that this is happening in terms of confidence. But you said some things that stick out, which is like consistent and on time and reliable, and you understand the job, so you have clarity, and then you didn't have scarcity, so that you also saw value in yourself. And this is what I teach, and what I'll talk about in a second. Like, there's a whole section on master your craft. And what we see now, we just have people out here like, I can hurry up and be a UX designer in a week. Let me look at that YouTube video and do it. And then they think if they get booked this one time, then they're in. They made it. It's the same thing you said earlier about that one celebrity that you might have did for a favor for someone.
Yeah.
How does that really qualify you? Because I could tell you, I don't call myself a celebrity makeup artist either. I refer to myself as a personal makeup artist to high profile clientele. But it's for the
Yeah.
exact same reason that you said, because I worked with one client every day, and I got to see my value. It's just like relationship. When you're in a relationship, you get to see how you act. You
Mm-hmm.
get to see what you're not doing well, but you get to see what you're doing well. And so I couldn't even really see my value because I kept switching it up to so many different people, right? Thinking that was cool. But really, when I stayed and mastered my craft with one client, it took off with the rest. I mean, it just put me in a whole nother level.
I agree too. Yep. Same.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
So, what we try to teach these people, because we're both, teachers in that way, is like, no, you have to work on yourself. And if you don't have that together, you just won't be able to survive when you get out of there. You're going to,
Yeah.
not know how to be reactive. You don't know how to just stay focused. What you also talked about is, I was good at hairstyling. So that's what I focused on. And I just stayed there,
Mm-hmm.
and people just don't stay there long enough to do what they need to do. I mean, this business that I just built, I've been talking about it with you since we met, and that was just
So
a
I'm
few
so
years ago.
you. I'm so proud of you. It takes a lot to understand that you can do multiple things in this business, and you mentoring and coaching and developing new careers. You're really developing new careers for so many of us. And that's something else that's needed right now.
Hmm.
People need to understand a lot about themselves, and it takes somebody from the outside looking in to help you recreate and redo and all that. And I promise you, I am behind the chair. All the other elements that make me great, I have had teams, I have had individuals.
Come
Trust
on.
me, it's a whole situation.
People don't even understand I had a whole assistant to get to you. Okay.
And she was very wonderful, and I just and just on point with it. You know what I'm saying? She gave me my little postings, and she was, she hit me up and everything. So
But where
you
they do that at? Where do I know how to do that at? Where do I know how to CEO? And so I really just had to focus in and know without a shadow of a doubt that this was for me. But before I talk about it, because we got about 10 more minutes, I want the crowd to know how we met first. And then, so just talk a little bit about how we met. I think it's pretty cool.
okay.
And then you left me right after, but talk
I
about it.
know. So we actually were both We were both chosen by a glam coordinator agency out in New York to do a she was an artist, BB Ballion on
BB
Jeff.
Borelli.
Yeah, was she on Def Jam?
I don't know. You know, we don't. How do you even know the
I don't.
specifics? Girl, they just tell us to show up and do the work.
So Koa Smith over at Technique over in New York was she's an agent that I get a lot of work from.
Mm-hmm.
So Latoya and I were hair and makeup with her, and it was a show out in Hollywood, California. And literally, when we got there, it was a little bit of mayhem. It was
Mm-hmm.
some real life. It was some real life ish going on, and me and Latoya had to pull our shoulders together. We had to be like, "Look, we're so used to stuff like this." You know what I'm
You
saying?
showed a real professional. I mean, to
Oh,
not know each
absolutely.
other, we were just
Yeah, yeah.
locked in. Locked in.
Yeah, so honestly, when we got in, so this is what it's like. We get there, we get backstage, and we have to kind of like examine the room. I'm left-handed, she's right-handed. How can we work effectively at the same time? And we did not meet our artist initially, so we got there before the artist did.
Yeah.
So we don't know if she's tall, if she's short. We don't know what's going on. We don't know if we're going to use Latoya's director's chair, which are always too tall for me,
Yeah.
always.
Always.
Makeup always needs to be higher here, or I need to be low. So we,
Yeah.
assessed our room, we put our stuff together, and it was like it was perfect.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when you're meeting people for the first time, it's like, oh, how my artist gonna be, are we, but we got along like that instantly. It was You were
Yes.
like my BFF the whole time. Like we've been in contact since that day, ever since. And I can say I have not done that. And I work with several talented artists
Really.
I don't always talk to them after work.
Mm.
No, or swap services. You know what I'm saying? Like we really do the talent, and everybody's on about their way.
Yeah.
And that's typically because a lot of us are all over the nation. We'll
Yeah.
be brought to certain cities to work, and then we're going back to where where we work or whatever. We travel a whole lot, so we don't get a good enough experience to work together unless that talent always hires us or that production.
Absolutely.
But I
Absolutely.
loved about you from the rip was you came in like, hey girl, you know, and it was the professionalism that I'm comfortable with. I didn't feel that you were trying to overdo it. You were very confident. You were very quick, honey.
Come on.
What?
That's the number one compliment I
Very
get.
quick, okay? And when our artist was a little under pressure because she was having, it was something going on, you let her know, hey,
She's an artist and she's sensitive about her shit. That's
right.
just yeah.
So that was really like, we had a good time and we exchanged numbers. We were in contact like the very next day. We've been on social media with each other since then. And
Yes.
um, I respect your craft and your journey and your future. That part,
Come on.
like I know it's coming, and I'm proud of this part. I'm proud that you're actually doing this because this is where it starts.
Yeah, this is, first of all, I appreciate you, so much. When I met you, it was the same thing. The feeling was mutual. We both came in there with our talents and we worked magic under some, circumstances that are always circumstantial when we get to these different places.
Yeah.
And we kept that contact, and then she even started doing my hair, and then she moved away, and then I was like, what is life? But she had to
Yeah.
continue on, and it's just been amazing us keeping in touch. But yeah, I was just, for me, I had always just been a teacher, and I have always been wanting to just like, if I know something, be a resource. Let me be a resource to you. But really, in this last 2 years, I've just really honed in on mastering my craft and really just bringing in all of my creative talents and just at my career capital, But really, the most important is what you said, is those soft skills. Like I knew when they were started saying you were fast, when they were saying, oh, you are the only one that takes your time with skincare. Oh, you do that. And I was just like, well, tell me more. Tell me what I do, because I didn't even know I was different. And
Yeah.
so it's those little things, Tell me who's sitting outside in their car 30 minutes before the client is there reading a book. Like I am, right? We are.
We are.
Because
Right.
ain't nobody got time for that, And that's really what it is, being a creative. It's being a high achiever. It's mastering your craft. It's being confident in who you are and laser focused on the job. I know that what we're seeing in social media looks like something else, but from us, let us tell you,
Mhm.
that's what it is. That's what is respected, and that's what's going to be sustainable. And it also just gets you more money.
And it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It is what it is. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So you know what? I have your people. Some people came on with me. I appreciate you guys. So I created, my company, and I really, I don't say that it's new. I say I just formalized it because I've been doing this.
You've
And
been doing this, and I tell this one little bit. When we set up our hair and makeup things or whatever, we had time to talk before we got started with the talent. And Latoya, you actually had you when I asked about certain brushes, it was like you are always teaching, no matter what. Even in basic conversation, you are always trying to teach. And you didn't get on me about my skin, but you noticed I had pretty skin. You noticed I had this and this and that. And it was just like when I told you some of my skin regimens that I still use Noxzema, you didn't knock it, right? You were like, no, don't do this. No, don't do that. You're the type who understands what people are used to, but you're very good about bringing them into what could be better. And I noticed that from the jump. I noticed that from the rip about, I know I only use, Walgreens lip liner, but this one has this factor and this one is made with this. And you understand no pet tested on this. And you understand wax versus this and that. Like we had a lot of conversation about the quality of your makeup and the quality of your brushes. And a lot of makeup artists that I get with, we get there and all they want to do is talk about the talent. Like you really love what you do and what it takes to do it.
I don't have any tissue here, so I'm really trying to hold it back. But when I tell you, it's things like that, and I had to write it down because when I'm just doing it myself, and we go to a gig and we leave, you don't know what was that thing, what was that lasting thing that, not just the client but the people you collaborated with, what was that thing that they saw.
Yeah.
And so we're happy when we get called back, but really, to really hone in on the uniqueness of us, it's that thing, and you're not the first hairstylist that have said it. And I just really appreciate it because for so many years, I was not able to tap in a more purposeful way. And so when I decided, and that's one of the things, my first principle in this program that I've created is once you decide, you just automatically, build up a strategy and confidence about yourself. So I do not take it lightly, you saying that about me. And that is exactly why I created what I created. I don't want someone else to be 30 something, just not figuring it out or overwhelming themselves and letting their health deteriorate because they're out here working, serving everybody else and being served the least.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you saw that, and I'm glad that my career did what it did, which means it showed what I have been working towards, because a lot of times people don't even get that too. And so I'll just sit here really in gratitude and just hope that for any woman who desires the same thing will come on Saturday to the masterclass that I have going on and listen to the presentation. And if you just yourself just are tired, and know that you are so much more valuable, then come on in here. But I will tell you right now, Rikya said it, like, you got to show up. You got to show up. You have to decide. No one can do that for you. And if you notice, this whole conversation was nothing about social media. That is not how you get to the money, in my opinion. It is everything we just spent our time talking on. So, I'm just so grateful. I had no idea how this conversation was going to go, but
The same thing. And that's why I was rambling at first, because it's like when we talk, this is what we do.
yeah.
We talk. So I just, I'm glad you chose me to come on with you early in the morning and do all this. I just want to put one little note out there, because I am here and you are makeup. For anybody out there that gets a job with a makeup artist, or a makeup artist with a hairstylist, or makeup and hair with wardrobe, always look at your team as a potential squad. There's always potential to build a squad. So when you get in, you pay attention to who you're working with, because even though they can be rehired by the network to work with them, as a team, you can recommend them.
Yeah.
Know the talent that you have access to. Who they can fit.
Girl, I gotta find a hairstylist for a production for the next 2 weeks right now for somebody. Okay,
Right.
because and they want me for makeup, but I can't do it because I got my legacy business I got going on. So
people start thinking team again. People don't think
Yeah.
team. I want them, this new generation, to understand when you're working with someone, see the chemistry between the two, understand how you guys can possibly work again together. I don't do always try to know who I can bring in, because if somebody hires me for hair, they don't have makeup. Let me know who's out there and what they do and what they're capable of,
Yeah.
and this out. So pay attention to your team, and if you guys can become a squad and work together on things, it just works. So don't
You
just
know, first of all, you're just perfect, okay? And this God is perfect, but it's the framework that I created. We end it with it all ends with community. So you couldn't have said it better.
oh
None of this matters if you don't have the right community, the right resources. And
yeah,
a lot of times when you're changing your life, a lot of those resources are the books you read, the stuff that you let infiltrate into your mind, and then those resources start to appear by you just getting uncomfortable, right? But just knowing your value, just honing in on your skills and just starting there. So that's
yeah,
a beautiful way to end. I'm telling y'all, it all ends with community. So I need y'all to click
yeah.
the link in the bio. Okay. I'm gonna be showing up on Saturday. I
Yeah.
got music, I got pictures, okay? I
Okay.
got a whole thing going. So thank you so much. I
Thank you.
want to try to see you. I know you're busy, but
Yes.
I know. Well, here's the thing, and I'm gonna let me let the audience, let me do a shameless plug. September 3rd, Friday, I worked on the documentary Bitchin', the Rick James
That's
documentary. Yep, come on.
okay. That's what I'm saying.
So
You are influence. You are a big influence in this industry, in this generation. People are watching, and if they don't say they are, they're watching. And
thank you.
glad that you are out here making an influence on them. It's wonderful.
I appreciate it. If I do a watch party or something like that, I'll still just hit you up, see if you can make it. But if
Yeah.
not, we got our time. Your life has changed since you left here. I'm so happy for you
Yeah.
and your love. I am watching you and taking notes also, and we'll definitely catch up.
All right. I'll talk to you offline. Love you, girl.
Love you back.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all.
How do I end it?